Good morning, I'm Andrew Scaglione with the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, and today we're going to flash back and take a look behind the numbers of March Madness MAAC style. Now we'll highlight some of the top individual performers in the conference this year. First off, Sean Armand on Iona hit 112 three-pointers to lead all scorers. Next up, Antoine Mason on Niagara was second in the league in scoring with 18.7 points a game. And Billy Barron on Canisius, son of head coach Jim Barron, averaged 17.2 points per game, third in the league, and led the league in assists with 5 every game. But simply no one shone brighter than Iona senior point guard Lamont Jones, and it could be argued that Jones was the most dominant athlete from the 2012-2013 season in MAAC sports. And the numbers do back that up. He averaged 23 points per game, scoring a total of 769 points over the course of the season. 32 of the 34 games he played in, he was in double digits, and the only 2 games he wasn't was a win against Canisius and the loss in the NCAA tournament against Ohio State. He shot 44% from the field and 88% from the free throw line. That's 221 makes out of 249 shots. He was third in the nation in scoring, was an honorable mention All-American. Remember, he transferred from Arizona 2 years ago to play near his home in Iona. Jones was also the MAAC Player of the Year, and to cap it all off, he was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Boston Celtics only a couple weeks ago. So taking all those numbers into consideration, we look at the regular season standings and see that 6 of the 10 teams participating in the MAAC had a winning record, and that bunch was led by Niagara, who went 13-5 in conference play, followed up by Rider and Loyola at 12-6, Iona and Canisius at 11-7, and Fairfield at 9-9, along with Manhattan. Manhattan just didn't have a winning record. Transitioning to Springfield, where the MAAC tournament was held, we saw one side of the bracket highlighted by tight defense and the other highlighted by explosive offense. And on that offensive side, top-seeded Niagara and 4th and 5th seeded Iona and Canisius battled it out, with Iona prevailing over Canisius and then defeating Niagara 79-73 to secure a spot in the MAAC championship game. On the defensive side of the bracket, 7th seeded Fairfield knocked off 2nd seed Rider 43-42 in a low-scoring affair, and 6th seeded Manhattan beat 3rd seeded Loyola 55-52. So the top 2 defenses in the MAAC, Fairfield and Manhattan, battled it out in the semis, with Manhattan winning by 18 points, 60-42, setting up a rivalry game in the championship against Iona. And in that final game, it was close all the way through until down the stretch when Iona pulled away from Manhattan to win 60-57 and capture its first MAAC crown since 2006 and 8th overall. And that was a lot with the help of Lamont "Momo" Jones, the MAAC Player of the Year, who also captured the MAAC Tournament MVP thanks to his 14 points in the finals and his 64 points over the team's 3 games, averaging about 21 per contest. So how exactly did the MAAC squads earn their respective seedings? Well, the top-seeded Niagara Purple Eagles were the pickpockets of the league, averaging 8 steals per contest with a plus 4.3 turnover margin. Also on the defensive side of the ball, Fairfield and Manhattan led the league, only allowing 59 points per game. But the far and gone statistical champion of the MAAC were the Iona Gales, and they averaged 80 points per game, shooting 78% from the line, 45% from the field, 37% from beyond the arc, grabbing 36 rebounds a game and dishing out 15 assists per contest. They led the league in all those categories. So when you look at it statistically, it's really no surprise that Iona won the MAAC championship. Those 6 teams with winning records in the MAAC all qualified for postseason tournaments, starting with Iona in the NCAA tournament. And the Gales grabbed a 15 seed and lost to Ohio State in the first round. The next step down was the NIT, and Niagara, the MAAC regular season champion, got a bid to that tournament and lost in the first round to the University of Maryland. And finally, in the 32-team CIT, the CollegeInsider.com postseason tournament, 4 of those squads were from the MAAC, including Rider, Loyola, Canisius, and Fairfield. The Stags lost in the first round to Kent State. Canisius went all the way to the quarterfinals, beating Elon and Youngstown State on the way before losing to Evansville at home. Loyola also went to the quarterfinals, beating Boston University and Kent State before losing to eventual champion East Carolina. And Rider beat Hartford before losing to East Carolina in the second round. So a lot of postseason success for the MAAC, even though Iona lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Thanks for tuning in to this third episode of Behind the Numbers and taking a look with me back at the 2012-2013 season in MAAC men's basketball. Remember, for all the latest updates, you can log on to MAACsports.com or follow us on Twitter at MAACsports. I'm Andrew Scaglione, MAAC.tv.